So, let's talk about a science-backed method for hitting the reset button on your brain. We're going to dive into how to reclaim your focus, especially when you feel like you're just drowning in stress. Okay, let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? You're completely overwhelmed, you're stuck, you keep putting things off. Well, the very first thing you need to know is this. That's not some personal failure. It's not a character flaw. It's actually a biological response. It's just how your brain is wired to handle stress. And, understanding that is the absolute first step to taking back control. All right, so let's pull back the curtain and see what's really happening inside your head. We're going to look at the science of why your brain gets stuck in what we call survival mode, and more importantly, how you can learn to snap out of it. So under pressure, your brain basically has two modes. On the one hand, you've got survival mode. This is when stress hormones are just flooding your system and it leads to panic, procrastination, that frozen feeling. But on the other side, you have solution mode, and that's where you're able to plan and focus and actually do things. Our entire goal here is to learn how to make the leap from left to right. To really get this, let's imagine your brain is like a little team running the show. First, you've got the alarm system. That's your amygdala, and its job is to spot threats. Then you have the CEO, your prefrontal cortex, which handles all the planning and logic. And finally, the memory keeper, your hippocampus. Now, when stress crashes the party, the alarm system gets, well, way too jumpy. The CEO basically goes offline, just checks out. And your memory keeper? It can actually shrink. So yeah, it's no wonder it feels impossible to think straight. And here's the kicker. When this goes on for too long, your brain creates this nasty little habit loop. You feel stressed, right? So you avoid the thing causing the stress. But that avoidance, it leads to feeling shame or guilt, which, you guessed it, creates even more stress. Before you know it, this whole cycle becomes your brain's default setting and it just keeps you stuck. But here is the most important part, and honestly, it's fantastic news. Your brain isn't set in stone. It's what scientists call neuroplastic, which just means it can physically change and build new connections based on your thoughts and actions. You can literally rewire it. And that is our cue. That brings us to the rescue plan. This is where we stop talking about the problem and start focusing on the solution, the mindful hustle method. It's a really practical way to start rewiring your brain for more calm and more clarity. So the method really stands on two powerful pillars. On one side, you've got mindfulness. Think of this as your emergency calm down now button. It's for the immediate moment. Then, on the other side, you've got Kaizen. This is a Japanese philosophy, and it's your long-term strategy for making gentle but really lasting change. There's a famous saying in neuroscience that just nails this whole concept. What fires together, wires together. All it means is that every single time you repeat a thought or an emotion or an action, you make that pathway in your brain stronger. So, by repeatedly choosing a calm response, you are piece by piece building a new reality inside your own head. Okay, so how do we actually do this without getting completely overwhelmed all over again? Well, that is the absolute magic of Kaizen. You don't need some massive, life-altering overhaul. All you need is about a 1% improvement each day. It's these tiny, consistent steps that add up to create huge, lasting change over time, and they do it without freaking your system out. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. We're going to talk about your first rescue move, a super simple technique you can use to deactivate that stress response the second you feel it creeping in. It's called box breathing, and this is used by everyone from Navy SEALs to surgeons because it just works. It's so simple. You just inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for 4, exhale slowly for 4, and then hold at the bottom for 4. This rhythm sends a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, you're safe. It instantly starts to calm your nervous system and shift you out of that panic mode. So now you have an emergency tool. Let's look at how we can build this into a real new daily habit. We're going to put mindfulness and action together into this powerful, just 4-minute ritual that's designed to consistently rewire your brain. So here's the ritual. It's 3 simple steps. First, you do 2 minutes of that box breathing we just talked about. Second, for just 1 minute, you repeat a simple mantra to yourself, something like, I am calm, focused, and capable. And third, for the last minute, you take just one, tiny step towards your goal. See what this does? It directly connects that calm state with forward momentum. So what's the big payoff here? What does this all lead to? Well, it's a huge shift. Instead of being stuck in panic and procrastination, you start taking intentional action. Instead of feeling completely exhausted all the time, you operate with a sense of calm focus.
And instead of that giant mountain of overwhelm, you just see the next 1% of progress you need to make.
And I think this is so important to really let sink in. Real, sustainable transformation. It doesn't happen in some big, grand leap. It's not this dramatic explosion of effort. It happens in the quiet, consistent steps you take every single day. That's really the heart of this whole thing.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Forget about the giant to-do list for a minute. Just what is one small 1% step you can take today to move forward with a sense of calm and intention?
Ready to begin your transformation? Start your journey with the Mindful Hustle Reset, the foundational first step in the 1% Edge collection. Stop waiting for a massive life overhaul that never comes. Real change, real success, and real peace begin with one small, intentional step. Your journey to rewiring your brain and building your future starts now. Are you ready to take it? Take back control of your mindset and unlock your potential. Begin with the Mindful Hustle Reset, your entry point to the 1% Edge collection. To get your copy of the Mindful Hustle Reset, you will find the link is below.